Okay, so here we are. We have the road go attached, and we're going to try and do a full walkthrough before the battery dies. And hopefully, the dead cat on this should keep the sound a wee bit better. Over here, we have an area where they do dinners in the sand dune. The line those people over there about to cross is a sort of like privacy area, for these used to be the largest of the villas. They have a great view of the sunset. Um, they're now superseded by the Maraca, which is the underwater room. So these are sunrise, and then the other side we have sunset villas. Hello, morning. So from here we go through a wee foresty bit. This is actually lovely because the shade, the temperature drops down. It's very nice. You get a lot of things like these wee birds kicking around. You hear them making their calls. You get bats as well. Landing. Every now and then, one of the wee small coconut things can fall down and scare the hell out of you. You can see the ground. It's meticulously kept. They sweep this up every morning. We're a bit of an early bird, so we tend to get up around sunrise and head for breakfast. And you'll see the guys sweeping away. They're awfully good. So they are. We stayed in those villas. They were lovely. They have like a small plunge pool type thing. It has a couple of jets, not a proper jacuzzi as such. But in the evening, you get in and it's just right. Temperature's lovely. In the morning, it can be a bit cold. But I don't know. I've heard others say that there. I've never really thought it was cold. Over there's the sunset villas. Now, sunset villas, they tend to have swimming pools rather than jacuzzis, or rather that plunge pool I spoke of. I have videos, you can see them. They're nice. Calling them sunset can sometimes be a wee bit generous. Depending on the year, of course, the sunset moves around. At this moment in March, it's up that direction, and so it sort of sets behind the wood panels that give privacy between the villas. But the sky turns glorious colour. If you want to see a proper sunset, you can either see it from the Rangali bar, seeing it dip down below here, or you can head up to that sandbank where we started. So this is absolutely beautiful. So this is a pier up ahead. You can get a boat, take you across. Now, the boat used to come on command. It seems to have changed where it's like set times. It'll come every 15 minutes. So maybe that's just down to occupancy. They might actually change that. Oh yeah, morning. Don't think it is morning actually, I think it's around about noon. These wee guys are always making a wee screechy noise every time I go past them. I think if we had a bird translator, it would probably amount to F off. Just putting it kindly. So I have snorkeled in there. I used to come back after the drinks and sometimes go out, snorkel around. You would see things like the occasional stingray. There is a couple of wee coral things. Mostly it's just pure sandiness. On the side over here, I have snorkeled as well. This is this is an exercise area. You have all the gym equipment. There's a spa, overwater spa, right there. I've snorkeled way over there. Now, it can get very shallow if you're at the low tide. You want a higher tide. There's some nice, colourful, small reefs with lots and lots of fish. So you can go there and you can get a really close look at these things. Like I said, you can get the boat there. This is to be walk up towards the Vilu restaurant. Vilu restaurant does drinks for Gold and Diamond members from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And you can also get the a la carte breakfast here. It is really quite good. Now, the buffet down at the Atoll Market, you can get far more. But the a la carte, like when you order things like the sushi platter, now you have to pre-order that. You can end up with this lovely, lovely platter of food. It's amazing. It's a lovely mix of sashimi and sushi. Just perfect. I'm now wondering if you should order it for tomorrow. This area is the walk from Vilu down to the quiet zone. I love this walk. Oh, so do. Just for dipping my feet in the water. Just turn that camera ever so slightly. There's nothing like that feel. The water just running over your feet on the sand. I'm going to raise this up slightly higher just to make it balance. Now, this wee thing, woo, that was a bit high. This wee thing up ahead, one of these cheesy sort of things that sometimes add. They never had that. It's brand new this year. Well, I'll go on it tomorrow, I suppose. And it's always a fun bit. When you're walking up this beach, there'll always be wee crabs, and they have to decide, are they going to run into the water, or are they going to run up into sand? Now, this one looks like he's a wee brave one. He's going to hold his ground. Let's see if he's as brave when the camera gets closer. You want to talk? Well, no, he's not even flustered. What a guy. So this area, they do things like the champagne and lobster meals. They'd be held on this here sandy part to the right. This here in the left, they're like an adult swimming pool. You're not going to get kids annoying you here. It's quite nice. Now, what happens after those drinks? From 4 to 5, the Rangali bar at the end, they do a happy hour, which is half price on certain drinks, like beer and stuff like that. And then after that there's 5 to 6, 6 to 7 then. The quiet zone has started doing a half price, so you can sort of do a sort of tour, wandering around. So you can, if you want to do a tour of all of ours. So that's for my Irish compatriots. Again, we haven't been doing this walk as often because we started using the Vilu for breakfast. Otherwise, this would be the walk every morning, getting our feet wet, looking at the occasional wee baby shark. Seemingly, I've got a name for myself this year as Mr. Big Stick, for obvious reasons. Well, the obvious reason being that I keep walking around with a Insta 360 pole, and because of that, it's big stick. But it does sound rude when they say it. You turn up and it's real, oh, Mr. Big Stick. And I go, damn right. So that's one of the things. You can always get a buggy. And in fact, the first couple of years I came here, we did take the buggy to take us everywhere. But in all honesty, it's such a beautiful walk. There's a lot of older people were putting us to shame. They were doing this walk all the time. And then we started it, and you're like, why wasn't I always doing this? It's bloody brilliant. Now, the bridge is probably the only thing that really doesn't fit with this sort of like design. But it's functional. It goes over this deep water area. Now, they don't want you going swimming around this because certain times it can be very strong current. I have seen people try to swim close to the shore there. Morning. And I haven't moved very far at all, and they're trying to go against the current. The interesting thing here is they have lights underneath this bridge, and certain times you will get manta rays will decide that they're going to come and harvest whatever plankton they find. So very first night here, a couple of big manta rays doing loops in the lights. I have video of that. They're quite impressive. And this bridge is getting a little hot, so I'm gonna put my slippers on because they're starting to burning my tootsies. So the seaplane, this is where people arrive. The plane comes in, lands there, taxis over, and usually there's a number of people will be giving you the sort of salute that you get here, which is right hand across your heart. For some reason, though, we were in Bora Bora one time, and there was Maruru? I can't remember the exact term, but I keep wanting to say it. It'll come to me. So yes, they usually meet you. Your bags are taken by one of the guys. You're taken in there, you're given a nice coconut drink. It's all lovely. Then you're shown to your room by whoever your representative is. So, and then when the last day comes, we all come here. We all get onto the plane and try not to cry. And it's always a sad day. We're losing a couple of friends today. We Austrian couple, Gerhard and Christine. Hi guys, we will be missing you. But hopefully you can have this video and it'll give you a wee 360 look around. Safety and security. These big black things are a couple of carpenter bees. They're completely harmless. Nope. Just recording a wee tour. So now we're coming up to, that was the adult island we were on. Now, because they're over water bungalows, they don't want people with kids staying there because you can't keep your eye on kids, and next thing they'll fall into the water. It can be shallow at times, so you could fall in, clunk your head. So for kids, people with kids, they prefer you to stay over here. And these are all beach villas. And you have different ones. Uh, the lower ones are sort of basically connected. You do have privacy, but they're reasonably small. I actually haven't stayed in one. People have told me they're not to their taste, but of course they're all people without kids are saying that. So, and they have a lovely view looking out at sunset here. Everyone's got their own sun lounger sitting out the front. Although generally, everyone's always too active. Like we're always out snorkeling or something. This is all the sports stuff. See, I can't remember which ones are complimentary. I think the catamaran and those wee pedalo things are. Other stuff there would be prices. You can look it up on their website. Nope. So I probably look a wee bit strange walking around with the camera on me, and I have no idea if the battery will last. So what I'll do is we'll come here, I'll take a right, walk down past those restaurants along the beach, and you can see some of the different things. I'll not walk through the main area. I'll do another video where I'll stick at the back of a buggy, and that'll take us through the wee road section. And I'll do that from end right up to end. For this walk, I'm just going to walk around from there, walk down, walk around the island here. So I'll get these off me, get these shoes off, and go down into the sand. Hello, grand. Just making a wee walk through. Okay, off of these. Right, this is quite the iconic tree. You see a lot of people will do a wee pose beside it. Usually they stand in front of the piece of wood that's holding it up. And this is the shared pool. That's the Rangali bar. Rangali bar now has, for the last little years, been closing for food at 6. You have to basically get the last order in for 5:45, which is a bit of a pity because sometimes you're just not wanting to get a full meal. You just want a burger and chips. So if it is that case, what you have to do is you have to, after you get the drinks and Vilu, you have to get either the boat across and get your arse in there to get your order in. On the plus side, you will be there for happy hour, so you can stick in a beer as well. So this is the shared pool. To the right here we have the Sunset Grill, and those red markers, that's Etha, that's the underwater restaurant. It's very nice. Now there's two sides to that Sunset Grill. This side will see the sunset, but strangely the other side usually has a lot more sharks in it, so you have like a sunset side and a shark side. Over there is the Atoll Market. Atoll Market is where you can get your buffet breakfast, so you can. And yeah, they have a walk-in fridge, massive selection of food. We stopped going there because just too much food. You end up eating, your body hasn't even told you you're full. There's still so much, so you end up knackered. But yeah, the selection of juices is brilliant. The walk-in fridge, the guys there just make it right in front of you. If you say the words "a lot of ginger," you get a lot of ginger. It will be a surprise But that's a nice burn. That's a dive center on the right. This is a Chinese restaurant on the left. Yes. We actually haven't gone there. By the end of the day, we tend to just like to come back and relax. This is going to be one big video. You see where the dive was up there. Over up that way, we just passed, you'll see it again here in a second, is the Maraca. Now that's their signature hotel. That's their absolute unique selling point. It's an undersea hotel room. So you sleep underwater. And there's also the bathrooms underwater. It's quite impressive. And there is, from what I've heard, and even when I have gone out snorkeling here, I've actually found that some of the more interesting, larger things, you tend to see them closer to there, but they don't want you swimming up. It'd be bloody awkward if you ended up swimming up to somebody and they're in their bedroom or bathroom. So there's a wee indicator there. Nobody tends to go past it. And this is the beach, facing the Sunrise Beach, but on this beach is the House Reef. During a high tide, you can swim over the top of that coral and get out to the deeper water. I have seen manta rays out there, so I have. One came and swam around me last year. This year I've seen turtles, a big moray eel, lots of sharks, a couple of blacktip reef sharks. This area is more sheltered, so it is. Now, up ahead, you can see there's a channel that's cut from where those people are standing out to the red buoy. And that there is, in case of low tide, you can still go snorkeling. You just move along that channel. You get out to deeper water. So you do. And you can see there's the lifeguard. Good guy. Wind is picking up, so it'll be interesting to know if this dead cat's doing its job. Well, no one will listen to the audio. Friendly guy. I usually, when I do go snorkeling, I'll ask them to give me a wee lift in the buggy, because like I have too much equipment to just walk it. And usually they'll drop it off further up, and then I'll walk down and get myself ready here and hand him the bag with my stuff in it. And he'll look after it. He'll just keep it at his feet. Oh yeah. Grand. I'm just doing a wee walkthrough video. So. Oh, it's so heavy in this one hand here. I'm going to have to switch arms. There we go. So you can see that channel far better now. Now, every now and then you'd be surprised. Now I've seen a couple of medium blacktip sharks, and you would be stunned how close up they can come. So they can really be just a couple of feet of water. I've seen people standing there. That's a plastic bottle. That's one of the sad things. But these guys are fantastic at picking this stuff up. I would even go and pick it up myself and leave it over at one of the bins, but I might actually turn this into a hyperlapse, where it's like a very quick zip around the island. So if that's the case, I can't do too many stops, otherwise it would just screw up the video. So I'm walking across this sand. There's all these wee holes dug into it, and it's wee crab homes. I have these ghost crabs, and you have to try to avoid stepping on them, otherwise it'll collapse on their head. Yeah, I'm talking the entire time, so I'm nearly knackered here. They're brilliant fun, so yeah. So I was one of the people who was on the boat when we, after we had all the drinks, we'd take a boat to the Rangali bar. And we're all a wee bit happy because they're pretty liberal with the topping up on the champagne. Well, Prosecco. But price-wise, like, get a champagne here, roughly the same. And I don't know. It's cold, it's refreshing, and the sun and the sound of the waves feels like champagne, even if it doesn't have the price point. Now, this is where I would usually get dropped off in the buggy if it was going to the house reef. Now, up here are a lot of overwater villas. They're the grander ones. They're very, very nice. I was in them one time. There's also a larger spa here. So I'll do an end-to-end. I'll get a buggy to drive us the full way up there. Just this moment I can go in one direction without having to stop. Wee bit of shade. The trees. Wonderful. These wee guys. I might have a nest somewhere. It's possibly annoying them. So, whew, every now and then you will accidentally hit a wee piece of coral. Like, now, there's not much. It's very rare. And every now and then you'll hit one, and it'll be like standing on a piece of Lego. You're like, fuck. So I hit one there now. That's what I'm saying. And like, oh Jesus. Whew. Looking back there, across, you can see where we started.